Okie doke. Alright. Oh, I'm afraid that the title still says day 19, although this is not day 19. I will fix that as soon as I get to editing everything later. But yeah, it is not day 19. This is day 21. I did work on something for day 20, and this is it. I guess I really wanted to draw some clouds again, and so I did that. So I think that for today, and this in particular is a message for those of you who watch the live stream not while it's happening, but for those who check it out after the fact, I do want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching and for joining and for drawing and commenting and all of that. It's really marvelous. It helps other people discover the channel. And so I am really grateful for that. So thank you very much for watching and joining. Right now I am live. It is like 5:39 p.m. for me. I did have just a little bit of time right now, so I wanted to kind of sneak in a little bit of drawing, and I figured I might as well go live so that anyone who wants to kind of join me can do that. Maybe draw along with me for a little bit. Yeah, so I'm just kind of making sure that I can see the chat right now. Hi, Marco. Hello. Hi, New York Tech. Hello from New York. Hello. I'm in California. Yeah, different time. It's a couple hours later for you, right? Is it like 3 or 4 hours later for you? It's a bit late, but it's still a good time to draw. It's a good time. Sometimes I draw at midnight, so that's all good. So definitely, yeah. I'm going to. I don't know what's happening to my psyche right now, but clouds are really, really doing it for me right now. So I think that what I will be doing is oh, you're 3 hours ahead. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hi Jackie. Hello. I'm thinking I want to continue this sort of thing with clouds. And however, I'm going to change it a little. I know I had mentioned before that there's one thing that I've drawn before, and I'd like to really draw it again. It's something where there's these sort of structures that are floating in the clouds, and they're sort of tethered with something, and so that's kind of the idea that I'm going with right now. So these kind of, shall I call them castles, maybe? Houses? I'm not sure. We'll see what they turn out to look like, but this is the idea of some of the clouds that I want to make, and then they will be floating. They'll be floating. That's what I'm hoping to make today. I'm just going to start with my usual. I'm going to start with the usual. If I could locate my lovely ruler, it wanders away sometimes. I'll use this one. It's pretty close. Yeah, so I'm trying to have a good week. Sometimes I just don't have the energy. I think this week I don't have the energy for whatever reason, you know. It's hard to stay focused sometimes, and I'm doing my best to start off this week and just kind of stick to the things I know I need to do and the things I want to do, rather than kind of vegetate. Vegetating is not good for the psyche. A little bit of vegetation's good. It's good to relax sometimes. Sometimes too much of that is not good. So I'm just going to work in here, and I think because definitely this needs to be this way, I will kind of work this way. I know there's going to be a bit of the screen that won't have any drawing on it, but this is where we're going to be working. I do want to start with a pencil, and today I'm using my tiniest pencil that I've got on hand. So I think that as I'm working on this, I would like to kind of just sketch out a few things. Now I know I do want some clouds, so my way to sketch out clouds is just kind of these little C shapes like that, and I just start with like a little central little node like that. It's kind of the foremost part of the cloud, and then I'll just kind of slowly start adding more around it. That's kind of my way right now, my current way of doing clouds. So I'm just sketching it out. And if I do want to make it look really, really nice, I could try to kind of make it so it's squashed on the bottom. Like that. It looks slightly more realistic as far as a cloud goes. And then I'll just keep adding some layers here and there. We'll see how that goes. And I'll kind of add some throughout the rest of the page. That's what I'll do. That's what's happening today. Okay, let's see. And I'm going to do one down here. Let's see if I can kind of add some shapes this way. Good thing about using the pencil is I can always change my mind about where things go. It's always a good thing. Always a good thing. And I think I'm going to try to make this one a little longer. I think mostly because I am planning on trying to put some structures on these clouds. I'm going to try to make more of a, like a platform for those structures. Okay. I'm hoping that's enough for now. Is that enough for now? I think it should be. It shall be enough. It shall be enough. Yeah, for sure. So I'm just making sure my sound is on. Yeah, it's on. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good week so far. I know we just got started. The weekend wasn't anywhere nearly, it wasn't long enough, was it? It just wasn't long enough. So now that I've just got some clouds kind of set here, I'm going to start by adding some structures. And all I can say is that my structures are going to essentially be just a lot of rectangles. I don't want these to look like anything that exists now. Like, I want them to very much be like a fantasy kind of structure. But you'll see, it's a little bit abstract. I'm hoping that it comes out okay. And it's okay if it doesn't. So I'm just doing some rectangles here. Sort of rectangular shapes like that. And it's funny because when I first draw these, it starts to look like I'm just drawing a bunch of tables. That's all I think of. It's like I'm stacking furniture. That's how it feels. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep stacking furniture like that. So like that. And then I can kind of do these little ones. Like that. And I'm just adding these sort of designs inside sometimes. I don't have to, I'm just kind of doing it as I go along, just to make it interesting. And then I am just going to keep going, stacking these somewhat strange little tables. I'm like stacking tables. So once I do that, I'm thinking of adding these curves occasionally. Like that. So just these curved lines. I think that should be interesting. That should be interesting. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Bebop and Becca. Hello. Oh, you were heading to bed. Oh, yeah. It was a very impromptu kind of thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to draw, but I squeezed it in, and so I'm just doing that right now. I'm glad you're here. I'm hoping you're doing okay. I was saying earlier that it's early in the week, I know, but it's early. Trying to have a good week, trying to have a good start to the week. Making sure I get everything done. So I'm just going to keep adding to them. Let's see how far I can go with my table structures, tabley structures. And you can see it's basically just 2 or 3 of these, and I'm just stacking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just stacking them. If I want to, I think I can probably start switching it occasionally and actually add segments that have sort of windows. Let's do that here. How about we add little windows here? That way it can start looking more like it's an actual structure. Like there. Little windows. Maybe this can be a window. That would be interesting, like that. And maybe here. It'll look more like a structure and less like just an abstract stack of tables, I suppose, like that. That might work. Let's do that. I'll add more layers here. Some layers. Like that. Ooh, this one can certainly have a door in it. Some kind of door inside of it. That might be a door. Maybe a little window. That could be a window. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Is I'm just doing all these kind of rectangular shapes and just stacking. That's what I'm doing. Just trying to see how far I can go with it. Like right here, it's already going way that way, so I'm going to see if I can add another smaller piece here, just so I have more to build on. Maybe right here. And something I can do that could make it interesting as well is make some that jut out like this, like that. So it almost looks like a balcony. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, it kind of looks like a little balcony, doesn't it? We could add a few more as I make others. That might be interesting. All these little structures just kind of stacked on top of each other. There we go. And so I think I'm good with the size of this. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. I think my cats are having an argument right now. I think they're okay. I'll check on them in a little bit. Sounds like occasionally the little guys disagree about something and then they have to work it out. I think they're okay. I think they're okay. And they especially do that when one of them is just moody. And I think one of my little girls is moody, so that's why she's kind of doing that right now. I'll have to go check on her later. See what her issue is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hello, Mama Boom Bam. Hello. Yeah. Hello. I'm drawing some silly little structures, and they are on clouds. They are in clouds. These little structures in the clouds. Okay, so there's one of them that looks. I actually do like this. I like it. Some parts I think I might change, but I think as far as like a good foundation, I like it. I'm thinking that I might add some more just here to this area here. I think I could add some there, and that would be really cool. Just so that it has that look of like actual things stacked on top of each other. Yeah. Marco said, gonna steal this idea and make something out of it. Need new ideas. Oh yeah, no, great. That's why I'm sharing, because you never know. You could use this and kind of tweak it, or just use it as is. It's good to have cool stuff to play with. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I know for a lot of us, sometimes we kind of get stuck in the same, like playing around with the same designs, and that's good too. Repetition is good practice. Just sometimes it's good to try something different. Something a little different. It's never bad. So I'm adding all these little shapes inside of these. So again, this is kind of just the edge of some other one that's kind of floating around in this corner right here. That's all that this is. So let me add another one here. And still, it cracks me up every time I start one of these because they look like tables. They look like these weird little tables. There we go. So adding the windows helps. It really does help. Let's see. I think I'm going to add some of these curved ones here. I think that works. Curved. Maybe a little thing right there. That's fine. And then that way I can just kind of keep going from there. I like this one too because it happens so quickly. Happens very, very fast. It's kind of nice. Just lots and lots of rectangles. I think I'm going to go ahead and add these that are going to look like arches. I think that'll be nice. There we go. And what I'm already thinking is that I might connect these with some bridges. I think some bridges across some of these will be nice. I'll just have to figure out how I want to do that. I'll have to figure that out. We'll get there when we get there, I think. Okay, so there's that one. Should it be a little taller? I think I'll make it a little taller. That should work. Yeah, for sure. Marco said I see an ocean on the right side on the bottom. You see an ocean? Yeah, that could be nice. An ocean, huh? Like an ocean in the background. That's why they're all floating. There's really no land for them to be on. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and you said you'll get an idea from something and make it your own. Yeah, of course. Of course, of course. Let's see. Let me do this again here. Like this. These little arches. I think I'll add one of those that looks kind of like a balcony here. Strange little balcony, just kind of jutting out like that. Okay, I like that. Now I really am trying to figure out how does one make a suspension bridge? What do suspension bridges look like? I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look for that really quickly. I want to see what the look is, because I know they're supposed to be hanging from a set of wires and cables, right? If I do a little bridge across the side. So it looks kind of like there's another type of suspension that just hangs, not the kind that's got pillars in the middle. I guess it could just hang. It won't look the same though. It'd be really interesting. I'd like to have one across right here somehow. Yeah, I'd like to have something like that. Yeah, Mark, I said like in between. Reminds you of Beatles over the Yellow Submarine. Yeah, I love that. I love that movie so much. I love Yellow Submarine. Yeah, with the blue meanies in a long U shape. Yeah, so if I have it kind of hanging there, it could connect maybe from... I'd have to figure out where from here. Should it connect from here? I might have to. It might not make sense exactly, but I'm just trying to have some kind of things to connect them a little. Maybe there, that could work. And then it'll have a little handle over the top like that. So it would make sense if I kind of have it hang from here, from balcony to balcony in a way. It's like these are landings. So I will need to adjust this a little. I'll adjust it so they meet. I can do that. Oof. I forget how hard it is to erase pencil off of this paper. It could be this pencil in particular. Maybe it's hanging too much, huh? Is it hanging too much? A little too droopy? This is the part where it's so important that I have a pencil, because otherwise I won't get it in a good place. I guess that should be fine if it's like kind of droopy like that. That should be fine. Yeah. Marco, you're enjoying this one. I'm glad. I'm having fun with this one. I like it. I like it. This is very nice. So I think the way that I want to do this, let's see if how I can approach this one. I would like to kind of put just like a little circle here, just because it just helps to have little pieces that show that they're connectors. So I'm not going to make it as droopy as this, I think. Let me see about here or so, about there. Okay. I'm going to turn it sideways just so I can... I'm going to add another line to it just so that that will be the actual bridge part. And then up here, I'll do this again. And just add another line. Hoping for the best. That's what we're doing. So there's 2 lines now. And I guess I will just add little vertical lines. It's a good way to start. Should be good, like that. There we go. It looks bridgy. It looks like a bridge, like some people could walk across that. Close enough. Like that. There we go. Might be a little bit on the big side, because I feel like if these were structures, yeah, the people would be much smaller. But it's good to have a big bridge. You bring a horse or something across there. I don't know. You could bring little horses across there. Yeah, so there we go. These are the structures. And I think I'm just going to include some of the cloud now. I'm going to do some ink there for the clouds. So, like that, I think. And sometimes I add extra little segments just because it's going to make the cloud look more interesting. What I'm not looking forward to, unfortunately, is shading the clouds. They take a lot of work. They take forever. When done properly, they look good. And I'm not really one to color clouds with ink. I'm probably going to do it with pencils, so it's going to take a while. It will take a while. I'll survive though. I'll be fine. There we go. So as you can see, I just kind of add more little shapes here and there just to make it look more interesting. That's all I'm doing. Like that. Maybe here. Like that. Just so it's got a little more attitude. Just a little bit more attitude. Yep. Okay, and so I think I'm just going to keep going here. Just finish up kind of adding these little cloud shapes. I do believe that I would like to add some trees, maybe. Should I add trees? I'm not sure if trees will be the best thing to add right now. If anything, they would kind of be just sticking out of the top here. Maybe, just like out of some of the tops. It'd be super tiny, just for scale. I'm going to add a little bit more clouds here behind this one. I think that should work. So I'm just going to do more clouds, just some of these little bumps. It should be fine. I don't need these to be perfect. I'm just kind of filling in like that. Just making sure there's more cloud. More cloud covering up everything like that. And then, these don't really show it, but one thing that I wanted to do is kind of have these sort of lines coming down from here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have lines coming down from that. They're all in a way tethered, like they're floating from something. So I think the easiest thing is I'm kind of going to make them look like these vines. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, definitely. Margaret, hello. Margaret says good evening to everyone. Hello, Margaret. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sherry said she's loving it. Yeah. It's fun to play around, isn't it? To just kind of create just different things. I'm going to try to make all of these go in the same direction. Like imagine if there's a breeze kind of moving these along. Anything that's hanging from them is going to all be angled in the same direction as they get kind of pulled along by the elements. Something like that. So it's just kind of the beginning, just hinting at it. I think that's what I'm doing. And I think now I can start to move up. I can start moving up from here. And I will start, well, let me add a little more cloud here. I don't know why I kept thinking about it and then I kept forgetting. There we go. Just a little more. I want it to really look like it's in there. I will move on to adding a structure here. I think we can do that. It's going to be the same thing. Same old, same old. Some rectangles. They don't need to be perfect. I actually think they look even more adorable if they're a little wonky or a little skewed. I think they look even better that way. Even better. Not quite straight, just a little bit sideways. That should be good. So let's add another one here. That's what gives them their charm, I think. Let me add a nice tall one here. Now let me do two of them. I think that should look nice. Two tall ones. And I think I want to connect this way down here, like that. Don't know why. Let's see how that looks when it's connected like that. I think that looks okay right there, like that. Just like this long thing kind of coming off the side. I like that. Okay, so then maybe add another block here. Yeah, whenever just a thought pops into my head, I'm trying to just pursue it, just to see. Like, I thought of it, I might as well try it. I think that's what's happening right now. Okay, like that. Little windows, maybe? Do these look like windows? There we go. I think I want to have another balcony here because it would be really nice to connect it there. Before I get too far, I'd like to have a balcony to have another hanging bridge here. So let's add that. It will be nice. Tiny balcony. And I think something I'd like to start adding over these are some of these kind of arches that way. I don't know, I just want to kind of tie them all together that way. Maybe to support them, maybe like support structures, I think. I think that's where I'm going here. Let's see. Let's add one here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and draw another one of these sticking out of the side. Just like that. And maybe some arches below it to support instead of above. Like that. I could support it like that. Let me put lots of really thin lines like that. I almost imagine these being like really long. Maybe to let air in. Let in air so there's some circulation in there. Maybe like that. Let in air and light without having like obvious windows. Something like that. Let's see. I will make... I'll make one here that's kind of tall and narrow. How about that? Yeah, like that. So it's tall and narrow, and then I'm just going to draw boxes. Going the other way. That should be interesting. Okay, that's good. Anything goes. We'll add another one. Okay. And of course I'm connecting them. I'm going to connect them this way. 2, 3, like that. And windows, let me give them maybe this way. I'll mix it up a little bit like that. One of each. I think that should be good. Yeah, I think that should be good. Marco said so awesome. I'm glad you like it. This is fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's really quick. It looks very cute. It's got its own little thing going, doesn't it? It has its own little thing going here. And it's nice because I think that the more you keep doodling this way, you're going to keep finding little shapes that you're going to like. Maybe you want to put some triangles in there somewhere. I don't know. Do more circles. I'm hardly doing any circles here. Find your favorite shapes and just throw them in there. I like it. It's super adorable. It's very, very adorable. All those little balconies, the little fantasy world. It's nice. Let's see. I want to put something here. I'm just not sure how. I'm just going to do the usual. Just a line. Kind of create a box right there. Maybe like that. Oh, that looks nice. That looks good. Like that. I'll do a circle this time. Since I mentioned it, let's put circles in a few places. How about here? Circles work too. I could put them kind of throughout like this in those little tiny spaces that I hadn't filled in. That looks good. Looks good. Okay, so I think I'm just about reaching the top of this building. I'd like to, rather than do the usual where I just top it with one small square, I think I'd like to have, let's say, two little guys. Let's see how that works. Should be okay. Let's draw 2 little guys. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 2 small guys. In the chat, I've got J.R. Clark says, been watching you for a while now. I sold my first drawing this weekend. Oh, that's amazing. That's good. Yeah, I'm glad. Very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Nuki, they look like God's homes from Greece up in the clouds. Oh, kind of like that. Yeah. God's living up in the clouds, little floating castles. Yeah, because when I draw things this way, I feel it's basically my Mayan design, where everything is very boxy. I think it still fits, kind of what you said. I think it fits. Yeah, like homes of gods or deities. We could say deities as well. I'm going to add a few of these kind of curved lines. Oh, that's very, very good. I think I'm good. I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I think, wow, this worked up so fast. Look at that. We've only been here for half an hour. It's working up super fast. So how about we or I just kind of do these. Let's do these. Let's do these little clouds. Let's put them in there. There we go. So I think I'm just going to take a few minutes to do that. Like that, this little guy. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to keep this pretty much exactly the way it is. I think it looks good right there. I'm going to not connect this just because I want it to look a little more like the cloud is kind of wrapping around this structure here. So I want it to kind of go up like that. There we go. And do I have an eraser? I have this guy. Let's use this guy. There we go. That's a little better. A little bit better. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what we've got for the whole page, for the whole drawing right here. So far we've got our clouds. Okay, I can start adding some more of those lines here that are kind of draping down. I might actually need to use the pencil just because there's going to be a little bit of overlap here with this bridge thing. I will do my best to not get things confused too much. Maybe like, I know they're going to kind of hang this way. At least that's what I want them to do that. Maybe these will overlap. Like that. Something like that. I think that should. I'm wondering if I should have them hang lower like that. Even lower. So they're kind of down there like that. Okay, so now something I do need to consider is just how those are going to behave as they approach this, because it can get a little messy. That's going to be a little difficult. I might need to add another line. How about I do that? Let me add another line just to protect it. Yeah, Mama Boom Bam said castles in the sky. Yeah, like little castles. I'm going to add that. Add just another line so that it kind of creates another little white space there. Otherwise my lines are going to get all mixed up with each other. Okay. So let's do that. And I'm basically just going to follow my lines. That's all I'm going to do. Just try to carefully lay those in. I won't draw them behind those little bars there. I'll just leave it alone. Like that. And occasionally I'm just going to add little pieces that kind of jut out. There we go. Maybe I'll do like a little one here. Just add an extra one. Does look more interesting. Okay, right there. Very long. If there's roots, then there certainly should be some kind of trees, shouldn't there? Unless these aren't roots, they could be something else. Who knows? They could be something else. They almost look like they could be like lightning, but I don't know, like the lines are too dark. But they do almost resemble lightning. So that would be interesting if it might be that. Okay, let me just keep going here. Maybe add a little one here. I think I want to add another small one here. I think that works. Nice and squiggly. Nice squiggly lines there. I think that works. Let me see. Let's see how we're looking so far here. Our little castles. Our floating castles. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. Kind of reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. But mine are a little bit quirkier. Howl's Castle kind of made sense. If any of you have seen the Studio Ghibli film or read the book. It's a very nice story. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of this. Okay, so that's... I think I want to just add a few more clouds and then I'm done with it, actually. For once, I'm not going to spend a lot of time like fussing over it. The only thing I might do later is kind of add shading here and there. But I do not know how I want to do the shading. I do not know. Some clouds here and there, some smaller ones, just kind of overlapping will be nice. So let's do that. Let's just add some overlapping clouds. I know that I had drawn some clouds before that had some houses on them, and then the houses had little chimneys. And there was, you know, smoke coming out of the chimneys. It was really cute. I don't think I want to do that for this one. Not this one. Maybe a different one. Like that. Just start layering them. I'll put some behind on this side as well. I think that's what I'm going to do, yeah. Marco. Oh, like a coloring page, yeah? I could do that. I'd have to scan it in. I need to scan it in before I go in and do any any coloring myself or any shading. But I could do that. Maybe to try out different color schemes. I could do that. Okay, there's that. So there we go. It's just lots of little clouds in the background. Just filling it up. Okay. And I think I'm going to add to this one even more. Nice fluffy clouds. I'm gonna let them kind of touch over here. Nice little fluffy clouds. And maybe I think just to kind of close off this area here, I don't think I want to put the sun. I do not want to put the sun. I think I'll just add just kind of one last little simple cloud in the background. Just kind of make sure it's not empty. Something like that. There we go. And maybe a little guy right here. It's hard to kind of make them small. Something like that. Okay. There we go. Wow. Okay. I think I like the idea of making this into a coloring page. I'll scan this. I'll scan this and see if it needs to be cleaned up at all, and then maybe I can add it to my Gumroad and offer it as a little coloring page for those of you who want to play with it. That'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. Yeah. That'll be very nice. Marco said it's getting better and better. It's different, right? Like it's nice to try different stuff. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Oh, okay. All right. So I think that is definitely it for today. I think this was a nice little fun drawing. I like it a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun thinking about what kind of things I want to do with it. So I hope that you played along. Thank you all for joining me today on a Monday, a nice quiet Monday. Again, this is the 21st drawing. This is my drawing number 21. I will edit the thumbnail. I'll edit the thumbnail. This is drawing number 21. I'm getting so close. We're going to be finishing up Inktober very soon. We're getting very soon. All right, guys. So I will say good night to all of you. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.